Hey guys, this is the Crypto Cowboy. It's about 4:12 Chicago time on 6th of June 2019, and I'm going to take a little bit of time to just run through some thoughts I have here regarding this triangle that's developing in Bitcoin. And I wanted to take a little bit of time to just discuss it and dive down a little bit inside the waves structure inside it, and maybe it's a little bit of a learning curve or a learning lesson in here. And I just kind of want to run you through my process and see how when I'm looking at this, what am I looking for, how I want this wave to subdivide, where I think there are issues, and how we can analyze this. Because I think, there's two aspects to trading, right? There is the analysis, and then it's the trading aspect. So somehow you have to have a procedure and a methodology where you try to get good at what you do and try to whatever you're using, if you're using moving averages or other type of indicators, I don't know, MACD, RSI, whatever else it's out there in technical analysis. There is a lot, trend lines, channels, right? There's a lot of, not all of them come to mind right now, but let's say that our methodology, my methodology that I'm trying to improve and get better with every single day that I'm looking at the chart is Elliott wave, and I'm trying to look at the markets through these eyes, through Fibonacci relationships, through patterns, through movements that R.N. Elliott taught us back in the 20s and 30s, right? So let's look at this and see how this triangle it's developing, and what are the next moves that are happening in here. So we started from the principle that we finished a wave 3 up, and now we're doing a triangle in 4 followed by another move up higher in a 5th wave. So here is what we're going to do. We're going to take this and decompose this triangle. So I have some of this stuff already saved, so I'm going to go here and just go control page down, and we're going to go and see I have wave A, which is right here, wave B, wave C, which we don't know if it's finished or not yet, and we're going to get to it. Then we're supposed to do a D and an E and then go back up. All right, and I'm working this wave count as a primary count, and if you watch, I think, my video yesterday or the day before, if you didn't, go back and look at it, but there's other couple of wave counts that I'm thinking about if this one doesn't work out, but this is the one that I'm watching for right now, and until this gets invalidated, I'm not even going to worry about the other ones. So let's go and start here, right? And if you know triangles and Elliott wave and structures, you're probably going to be bored. But it's a really important that we look at this and see how it moves and how it develops, especially if you're new to this, right? So triangles, inside the triangle there are 3 waves. So each wave inside the triangle needs to have a substructure of 3 waves. So wave A needs to have 3, B needs to have 3 legs, C, D, and E, right? So in the wave A we have a 3-wave move, which is an ABC, okay? And it's pretty clear to see. You can see an impulse move down here. You can see a cluster of price right here. This is a wave B. It's probably a triangle. If I go to a 2-hour, it's an A, it's a triangle B, and then we go back in a larger wave C. So this is a 3-wave move. Now the tricky part comes into this larger structure, right? Because you can count a bunch of waves here, and what is this? Is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 1? Is it 2? Is it then then this is a 3? So this thing can get very confusing, but here's what I come up with. So you can go and decompose this and see if you can find 3 waves in here. Okay, so you go back and okay, we have the ABC down in A, and then I think this is the ABC up in B. This by far seems to be the largest correction out of them all. This one here comes close to it in terms of time, but I think this one is a little bit bigger. Okay, so, and it's a pretty clear zigzag what happens in here, right? So it's a connected wave, it's a B, it's an A, B, C. Okay, this one subdivides into an ABC. So now we identified first leg, second leg, and the third leg. Now let's look at this first leg and see if it subdivides because this leg A is considered an impulse leg, so it's got to have 5 legs within it, 5 waves. So it's got to have 5 waves. So let's go inside and go to a 45-minute and look at that wave and see what's going on in there. So this was our first one down, which was the ABC, and now we're looking inside this one. Let's go further out and go here. So now I'm looking at it and I see, do I have 5 waves? So I go 1, 2. This is the correction, right? This is the first wave up. Unarguably, this is the first wave up that was the impulse that got pulled after this wave C. It goes 1. We'll come back in an ABC zigzag in 2. And now we have a larger wave 3. A correction here in 4. And this is wave 5. So you can see that wave 3 here is the longest and the largest wave. So how do we decompose? Let's just kind of look, for the sake of the argument, how this wave 3 decomposes itself, just because the nature of Elliott waves is fractal and it goes on all the time frames. Let's look how this wave 3 decomposes into another 5 waves. So we're going to go here and go back down to okay, there you go. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4 very small overlap here. So this could be a, if you're not happy with the way this is, this could be a leading diagonal where you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because see that, and I don't think I have another subdivision here, but you can argue, and I'm going to go down to a 30-minute chart. You can argue that, and wait until I pull back there. You can argue that this wave 4 right here entered in the previous area of wave 1. So the problem in the smaller time frames, and especially in cryptocurrencies, it is that you will get some of these spikes, and this is not the perfect platform. This is I think it's Crypto Compare or something that pulls the data together. But if you go to BitMEX or Bitfinex or some of the other ones, I'm sure these waves will sometimes be different. So I don't want to get so caught up in the rules 100%, especially on the lower time frames, because it doesn't matter that much. But you can go 1, 2. You can clearly see that you do have a 5-wave substructure, and this is all I care about. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this wave 4 comes into the area of wave 1, this could be a leading diagonal, because in a leading diagonal, that's a lot. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have wave 1, you have wave 2, and then you start wave 3 up. You have a small 4 here, and then you go 5. Okay, now you have your wave 3, which is the longest wave. So you pull back in 4, and now you have 5. So this is the first part of that B lag that consists of an ABC. B wave is a correction, and we're going to go back up here to the 2-hour chart, I'm sorry, and then you'll get an A, and then you get a triangle B, and then move down in C. Okay, so this is an impulse wave down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have your triangle B where you go A, B, C, D, E. Okay, that's a triangle. So A, B, and then C down to complete this B. Okay, so you have the impulse wave down. Now we go up and complete wave C, where you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is where I have a little bit of a trouble, but again, I have to make it work, because if this is a triangle, I have to find 3-wave moves in here, and this is the best explanation I can come up with until this gets invalidated. Okay, so you go wave 1, it's a clear impulse. You have 5 waves in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have a pullback in 2, ABC. A larger wave 3 up, extremely strong, nice impulse in a wave 3. Pullback in 4, and then where it gets tricky is you have an ending diagonal in wave 5. So, and then the reason why I think this is an ending diagonal is because the following move, it's an extremely sharp drop down, and usually after you have ending diagonals, this is what happens. Okay, you have 1, you have flat in 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Now, arguably, this wave 3 here, it's the shortest wave, and again, we are in crypto market, so I have to be flexible with it, but the fact that the following move was an extremely sharp drop tells me that this was an ending diagonal. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to complete this wave 5, to complete this wave C, to complete this wave B. Okay, so go back and look at the charts, and you start from basically, that's all you got, A, B, Then you go and you open up and you have ABC now, and now you have your ABC, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you got the other subdivisions that tells you where you are. Okay, and that's how you can kind of follow the market in the direction that it's going, by constantly looking at this and trying to find out where you are in the wave count. Okay, now here is where we are. We are coming back into this wave C. Okay, this wave B is complete. Obviously, it's done. And now we're doing this wave C. And I have two counts here. And this is what I'm following, just so I can kind of run you through my thought process on here. And because we need to have a three-wave move inside this triangle, and the largest correction so far was this wave B, I'm looking at this big drop after the ending diagonal as a wave A. We go up in B, and we should be coming down in the C wave, which needs 5 waves. Now here is the issue. This wave C, it looks like it already has 5 waves. And I have a problem with this because I think it's pretty short. Now, could it be done? Sure, it could be done right here. It could be done. Then I have to move the C. From there, I have to move it here. All right, if that's done, and I'm going to delete this red one for right now, and then I'm going to tell you what I want to do with it. But if this is done, then I have to move the C leg up here. Okay, because now we're looking for this wave D to happen, which should have another 3 wave moves here, right? Now, I need an impulse wave off the lows to give me the wave 1. Unless this is an A, B, and we're doing a very large C in D. Let's try that, right? We go here, and we're going to go decompose as a correction, and we did wave A as an impulse right here. We got to look if we have 5 waves, so we go 1 A, B, and now a very large C to complete this. Or it could be, you know, maybe somewhat low, right? It doesn't have to be precise, but usually it's supposed to be about 618 of this wave up here. So I'm going to delete this for now, but this could be done already, right? So let's do that, and let's still think about this wave C and how it kind of moves, right? If it is done, then you have a 5-wave move here in A. You have this kind of funky correction in B, which is, you know, some kind of a zigzag in here that goes, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in A, triangle B, and up in C. Okay, that's our correction. And now the move down is pretty clear. If I go to a 45-minute chart, I have a 1, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 1. Then you have wave 2 up. Okay, then you have the larger 3 drop, and then you have 4. You see how this nicely, these 2 waves, 4 and 2, kind of look similar here? I mean, this one can even go up here, and it wouldn't be a problem because you would have a flat correction. You would have an expanded flat. You have an A, B, C, and 2. Okay, so no matter that I put it here or here, but I was trying to see if I can have 5 waves in this wave 1. So you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why I like this to be there. Okay, so this would be your zigzag down to complete this C. Now here's what the market did. The market came and double bottom, at least on this platform, but if I go on Bitfinex, I think this wave is lower, right? So that kind of put me, made me think, if this wave here, it's somehow a triangle, or it's still developing as a wave 4, and instead of having a 3-wave move down, we have a 5-wave move down, okay? And then this wave C, it's much larger, and like I've said in the other video, becomes a running flat if we're coming close to this wave A, or becomes an expanded flat if we're coming even lower to at about 6,500 or 6,400 in this wave. And the way I'm thinking about that it might happen, I'm not saying it is, but if we're making new lows here, then that's the count. So I'm going to pull an impulse down wave, and I'm going to color it in red just because we're going to use this as an alternate. So we're going to go, this is a start right there, 0, 1, and now this is wave 1 instead of wave A right here. Then we're going to go and say this is wave 2 instead of B. Okay, and now we have wave 3 down because it's 5-wave move, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, and now we're doing a 4-wave, which is developing here as a triangle. A, B, C, D, E, and then we pull down and make 5th wave right here somewhere. Okay, so, and this wave has to be a little bit lower because, and when it's a triangle, you're actually measuring from the last wave E, which is below the start of the origin of wave 1. Well, actually, this is a little bit higher, so my bad. Okay, because this was just to kind of give you a clue that this is an alternate count, so I pulled it lower. So I guess this 4 could be a little bit higher. Anyway, so this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now, if we're not making, so basically, when this is over, if this wave is over, I have to see a move up here pretty soon to complete this wave D, and that means that this wave C, it's done. Okay, now and for that to happen, I want to see the market break above here. Okay, if we break above here like that, then I'm going to start getting a lot of confidence that this wave C is not here anymore, but here, and we're moving up higher into a wave D. So this is kind of what I'm studying and what I'm looking when I look at this wave counts. I want to see what's going on here, and for me to get confirmation and more confidence, I'm going to go to some lower time frames, for example, to a 45-minute, and say, okay, what's going on here with inside this wave here? Do I have a 5-wave move? I don't know. I mean, I gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so maybe this is wave 1. Very possible that this is wave 1, and I'm gonna go back and let's just play with it a little bit. Okay, just bear with me. I know this video is a little bit longer, but I think it's a good exercise. So let's call this wave C done, and let's look and see if we can get something out of here. And I said that we need to have 3 waves, so we're gonna go and decompose this, and I've done this before as a correction. So if this is wave A, it should be somewhere here because it should be wave 1. Okay, if I go to a 30-minute chart, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is wave 1. Okay, then you have A, B, C. This is some kind of a flat correction, and we can even put some channels on here and see how that works. There you go, maybe something like that. Okay, so now I have wave A, and now I have a correction in B, which looks like it's a complex, some kind of a complex correction that's going on in here. And now I'm looking from this wave B to start the C wave up to complete this D. Okay, so for that to happen, I need to start having 5 waves in here, and I would have to go to a very small time frame, but maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pullback, and then we start going up. If the market, instead of doing this, starts breaking lower and starts going from up here, from the bottom of this channel, and starts making new lows, that means that the other scenario, it's going to get valid, and we are making those lows, and that C wave is going to get extended, and this wave, it's a larger triangle where you go, you know, kind of like an A, B, you know, C, D, E, and then we go down. Okay, so very important to keep monitoring what's going on here. You don't have to go so low as I do on to the you know, to the 20-minute chart, but if you kind of want to read the price action, you just have to be patient and follow through with it. Okay, so I think I beat this horse to death, and I hope this exercise was good. And if you guys are, you know, learning about Elliott wave and you want to look inside triangles, and basically this kind of goes to all the wave counts, but today's you know, look was just for a triangle. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. It's been about a 20 minutes video, so let's keep monitoring Bitcoin and see what's going on. I'll talk to you later.